What up, everybody? Today we're going to be channeling my personal favorite, and I'm sure it's one of your personal favorites as well, but Archangel Michael. But not only Archangel Michael, but also his twin flame, Faith, who is very slept on and deserves a lot of credit. These are two ascended masters, two archangels that I work with almost on a daily basis as a psychic medium and as a quantum channel. So I'm just so grateful that they are allowing me to speak for them and to deliver the message ultimately. So also a thing that I like to do before I tap in, get my messages from source, is I use songs. For some reason, songs just really help me. Like, I'll scroll through my Spotify, whatever song I land on, like that's usually, there's either a lyric or there's a sound that I'm supposed to hear. Like maybe it's just the feeling of the song. So I don't know how this is relevant for you or how it's synchronistic for you, but the song that I landed on before I did this video was Peace of Mind by Boston. So you should definitely go and check that out. I'm not sure what the resonance is for you, but there's got to be something because I was told to share it. So make sure you drop it in the comments and let me know. But today's video, today's channeling is about trusting the process, and how they view this is like, from their vantage point, they understand how difficult it is for us in our vantage point within this. I wouldn't call it third dimensional anymore because of the ascension process that we are all currently going through, but from this physical experience, from this solid, the illusion of a solid reality, to say the least. But they understand, they get it. But trusting the process is huge. Taking risks is also another huge thing. And counting on yourself and betting on yourself is also a huge thing. So many people like to believe in like these people that they've seen online, or they've heard these amazing stories of these people who've achieved great things, and they put those people on pedestals. But what they fail to realize is a lot of those people just took some risk. A lot of those people just believed in themselves. A lot of those people just trust in the process. Do you really think that some of the best people in the world at their craft, whether they're athletes, artists, doctors, whoever, think of the long process that usually takes? It's usually a journey, right? It's not like, oh yeah, they did it overnight. No. That's nothing happens overnight, number one. But ultimately, to become the GOAT, to become one of the greatest in your profession, that's going to take years and years and years and years. Even though time is an illusion, here and up there, they want to say, that doesn't change anywhere. Ultimately, we need time to navigate this experience, especially here on planet Earth. But ultimately, it's about dedication, and it's about, a lot of it is just trusting and believing in yourself. As corny and as cliche as it sounds, what we fail to realize is that we can take risks, we can love ourselves, we can let go, we can allow our spirit team to take the wheel sometimes, not literally, but like figuratively, like just allowing things to flow, allowing things to work in a energetic way, because everything seems so solid here. But what we fail to realize is that we have a lot of support on the other side. We have a whole spirit team. We have guardian angels. We have passed on loved ones that guide us. We have our own higher self. We have star beings that guide us. We have family from other incarnations that we don't necessarily remember because we signed up to forget. We signed up to be in a veil of illusion. We signed up to be here and experience solid physicality. And I know how difficult it is sometimes. Trust me. That's why I find it hilarious that I was even chosen to make this video today, because this is something that I have been overcoming myself over the last few years. Even just putting myself out here like this right now is difficult. It's a part of trusting the process for me. But I'm sure you guys can feel that authenticity, that pure channel. That's why I'm channeling this specifically. That's why they want me to channel this specifically, because you're not in this alone. I'm a human being just like you. I just happen to be tapped in and develop my psychic gifts, but we all have those gifts. But we're not going to get into that right now. The whole point is take some risk on yourself, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Believe in yourself. All people do that are successful is believe in themselves, and they can lose everything. That's what I've also noticed. So many of the most successful people in the world, they've lost their wealth like 10 times over, but it's just a part of who they are. It's just in their identity. It's just in their subconscious. It's a blueprint that's been created. They can lose it 10 times and gain it back 10 times. It's all about your belief in yourself and in trusting the overall greater plan that your higher self has set out for you. What we have to realize is that your higher self's at the very top of the map. You're just walking your way up. That's how you got to look at it. We're all going home at the end of the day. Every single person is walking each other to the very exact same place, which is source. what I am channeling to you right here, right now. We are all source. Everything is source. So number one, comparison is ridiculous, because why would you compare yourself to anybody when we're all the same thing? We're all just experiencing the same thing in a different way. It's definitely a trip, but a beautiful one. We are on a trip. This is a trip for our souls. And within the density, it's very easy to get caught up in the illusion, especially the illusion of separation, thinking it's this and that, or it's his and hers, or you versus me. But really, at the end of the day, we are all one. And that's why you should trust the process even more. That's why you should trust your own process even more. Don't worry about what anybody else has got going on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to affect you. It's up to you if you're going to allow it to affect you, but that would be not trusting the process. Trusting the process means taking some risk. Trusting the process means allowing yourself to go within for answers rather than having a direct answer right away in a physical way. So many of us are waiting for physical proof. It needs to be right there in our face in order for us to take a step forward. But what happens when you just take the step, take the leap, who knows where you land? That's the scary part. So many people are afraid of being vulnerable, and that is understandable, because when you're vulnerable, it feels scary. It feels like fear. But ultimately, what you're actually afraid of is your own power, because being vulnerable activates your own power. Being vulnerable, taking that risk, taking that leap of faith, trusting and believing yourself is ultimately saying, fuck it. I trust source. I trust the universe. I know that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I know my higher self has got me. I know my guardian angel beside me has got my back. I know my spirit team has got my back. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, it's not about being afraid of being vulnerable. It's being afraid of your own power. So many people are afraid to trust because they know how powerful they actually are. And they don't want that power yet. They don't want to feel that powerful. They'd rather be comfortable, do their thing that they're used to, the same old programs, same old people, same old frequencies, But you never know what's waiting for you on the other side of taking that leap of faith. Trust in the process. Like me, for example, I am a rapper. I am somebody who hasn't always been on this spiritual path. And to be activating all these gifts is one thing. That was a huge leap of faith for me, to start to heal, to realize that there is no separation. And when you make songs, you're affecting everything and everybody. The mic is literally like a weapon. So I had to realize within myself, oh my God, I can't be talking about this and that because it's cool, because it sells. Ultimately, wasn't in alignment with who I was to begin with anyways. The whole point is I went through a huge journey where I had to trust the process, going through an awakening, seeing how crazy the world is. That's a huge leap of faith too. Opening up your mind to, oh my God, this is an illusion. This wasn't real the whole time. This is why this was designed this way. That is being vulnerable too. Phone ran out of storage while I was channeling this. Once again, this is about trusting the process. But yeah, that in itself is being vulnerable, and a lot of the collective is also going through that right now as well, because of all the things that are coming out, being released. Oh my God, I've been living in this crazy world the whole time. Now is the best time to ever take a leap of faith on yourself, by the way. So if you've been thinking about, if you have a dream, if you have something in you that you're like, yo, I want to create this, or I want to be a part of something like that, or yeah, I rock with what this person's doing. Like, I'm inspired by them, take that leap of faith, reach out to those people. What I'm trying to say is, guys, is ultimately, who gives a fuck? Because you have one life to begin with, number one. Number two, what other people think of you doesn't matter, because people only see things from their own level of consciousness. And if you are doing things that are soul aligned, if you are doing things that are bettering yourself, and if not bettering the collective consciousness, why wouldn't you take that leap of faith? Why wouldn't you trust? Why couldn't you do something if you see somebody else do something? You know what I'm saying? It's literally an illusion. Like, weigh up your options here. If you really think about it, if you really get logical about some shit, if you are a human being and you see another human being do something, you can most likely do it too. And I'm not saying that everybody has the same situation, same circumstances, and it's not easy to ultimately, fight all those demons, face all those demons, but you can trust the process. You can take a risk. You can allow your higher power, your God, whether it's through religion, whether it's through connecting with archangels, with Jesus Christ, Yahshua, God source, doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it. In my opinion, it's all the exact same thing. But when you trust in that thing, and when you trust in yourself, and when you realize that taking a leap of faith ultimately will lead you to somewhere even better, even if things crumble apart. Because a lot of the times when you take leaps of faith and when you're trusting in the process, it's usually when you hit rock bottom. Like, I know a lot of you guys might even be watching this video because you're like, shit, man, things are not going good for me right now. I need some hope. At least that was me. You know what I'm saying? That was me a lot of the time, just trying to find answers when I first started waking up, when I first started doing my shadow work, when I had to look at myself in the mirror. But when you take those leaps of faith, like watching this video, for example, this might be a leap of faith for you. And that's amazing. Start with the leaps of faith. That just take one in some way, somehow. If there's a person you really care about and you guys might not have been on the best speaking terms for a little while, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? Take a leap of faith. Be the bigger person. You know, it's as simple as that. We can trust the process. We can take leaps of faith. I'm channeling right now, and I gotta remember, my analytical mind likes to come in and correct myself. You know how the ego be. But anyways, we're human. We make mistakes. I got to take the leap of faith to put myself out there like I'm doing right now. But ultimately, that is raising the vibration of the collective consciousness, because I'm doing what I love. And not only that, I'm doing what I came here to do. And I'm working for God. That is taking a leap of faith, putting myself out there. I'm somebody who has experienced literal spiritual warfare in the past. People trying to destiny swap me. People trying to block me because of the light that I work for. Ultimately, don't matter, because God's covering me. God's got my back. And ultimately, it doesn't matter who's going to oppose you. That is why I just brought that up, most likely, because a lot of the times people feel that if they take that leap of faith that they're going to meet opposition, they're going to meet somebody that's going to combat that. And maybe you will. Maybe you will. But at least you know you're doing it for you. At least you're loving you. And a lot of the times, there's protection that comes with that, because you have a spirit team, because you have a higher self, because you have a guardian angel. So why wouldn't you take that leap of faith? Why wouldn't you take that risk? And sometimes it's easy to think like, oh, what is that person going to think of me? What is my mom going to think of me? What is my coworker going to think of me? What's my best friend going to think of me? Ultimately, if they're your people, right? So if you're going to trust in something, trust in yourself, trust in the Most High, trust in the process. Things aren't going to unfold, and sometimes you're not going to have solid, concrete facts right in front of you, like saying, yes, go here, do this. Your spirit team and your higher self and your guardian angel will drop in synchronicities, little nuggets here and there, and you're going to pick up on that. You're like, that was a little weird. You know, that felt like it was for me. It was for you, so pay attention to those as well. But ultimately, you can't wait for somebody else's approval. You can't wait for God to be like, yes, yes, yes. No, you gotta just trust. And ultimately, if you are watching this video, this is your sign. Like I said, this is channeled from Archangel Michael, the warrior of God. You know, he's the one who asked me to come out here and make this video for you guys today. So ultimately, if you're seeing this, there is a reason for it, and there is divine protection that is bubbling you right now. Because maybe you were meant to take a risk. Maybe you were meant to get in the quantum field, get into your faith as faith would want you to. You know what I'm saying? Take the leap of faith. Trust in where you are being, trust in where you are, and trust in where you are headed, because everything is divinely placed in perfect synchronicity and in perfect timing. If you enjoyed this channeling, I enjoyed this channeling. I needed this video myself, so I really hope you did. And subscribe to the channel, man. I'm new to this here. Putting out myself like this is a leap of faith. I'm being hella vulnerable, being a channel. I usually only share that with myself. I have been a practicing medium for a long time now. I have been channeling in many different ways for a long time now, but now to directly do it for the collective feels like such a blessing. And I'm so thankful for Source for allowing me to be a vessel, be a channel for you guys. And it's not always about sharing the most crazy profound information. It's just about what Source might need you to hear at this time. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share this to somebody who might need to take a leap of faith, who might need to trust in the process, somebody who just feels connected to Archangel Michael and Archangel Faith, or angels in general. And if you are waking up right now, be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Trust in the process of the ascension, because it feels like everything's crumbling apart in the world. A lot of it is, and maybe it's meant to, and we have to trust in that. We signed up for this experience. We knew it was going to get crazy during these times, so have faith as to what is going on collectively. It is so easy to be like, man, the world's fucked. Why should I be happy? Why should I start my business right now? The world might end. You know what? You can think like that, or you can think of, Why wouldn't I? Now is the perfect time. Maybe people need me more than ever. Maybe people need my product or service. Maybe my friend or that group of people might need my light, or maybe my song, my message. It doesn't matter what it is. Take that leap of faith. Trust in the process of God, because everything is ultimately in God's source's hands. God's source works through everything and everybody. Don't wait for the world to be perfect. Don't wait for your finances to be perfect. Don't wait for your relationships to be perfect. Don't wait for anything. Take the leap of faith somehow, some way. Trust in yourself. Trust in your process. This came from Archangel Faith and Archangel Michael. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe. See you on the next one.